A little off center. That's kind of a weird angle. What's going on, guys? Joe Hutch here. I got sleep in my eyes. So, today, as you see by the title of the video, man, I cannot get it out to save my life. So, we are reviewing Old Spice Classic Scent. Not necessarily, I don't know what I'm trying to say. We're reviewing the Old Spice Classic Scent in two forms today. We are reviewing the Classic Cologne, and we are reviewing the stick deodorant, and I'm going to compare the deodorant to modern day deodorants because it's pretty interesting. It's kind of old school, which would make sense because it's called Old Spice Classic. So this is their classic scent. It smells, I'm not going to spoil and tell you what it smells like yet, but for the size I got, it was $7, $8, and it's relatively inexpensive, and the bottle is copied off of their original, at least I think it was their deodorant bottle. The original one, I think, was glass. You know, way back at the end of the day, their cologne bottle was glass, and it's like a little tiny replica of it. At least that's what I'm assuming. I've seen vintage bottles of Old Spice go for sale, and I've seen like the actual big glass bottle that it used to be in, and they've kind of replicated that in a plastic bottle for the Old Spice Classic. It makes sense. It's replicating what it used to look like way back then. So the first one I bought was Old Spice Classic deodorant, and on both of the boxes it says if your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist. The simplicity of the appearance of the box or the container that the deodorant sits in, just the classic design, and being that my cousin and I, way back in the day, and even a year or two, maybe 3 years ago, reviewed Old Spice. I had a lot of fun doing it with them, and I've kind of, you know, Old Spice may not be all natural. There may be some things in the products that aren't, I wouldn't say are bad for your health, but additives and things that shouldn't need to be in there. You know, they're not all natural. They're not an all natural company, but I love Old Spice. I do. I don't have too many other products, but when I do come around to getting some, I always love it. I do. So, Old Spice Classic. You know, it's got the logo on it, the font, and just the appearance of this is different than anything they sell. You know, it has this more flat cap, whereas the more modern Old Spice deodorant sticks have that kind of sharp, beveling oval edge at the top. Which this, I mean, it's simple, it's simplistic, and I like the look. So this is classic scent. Not like a classic container. These aren't classic containers. It's the classic scent, and the original scent that they're trying to replicate. That was the first scent when this company was started. Maybe it came out later when a few years down the road when they started. I don't know, but they're replicating the classic scent in this, and it's a very weird scent. It is. I love it, but it's weird. It's unlike anything I've ever smelled, but it's lovely for the price. So this, I don't actually have a physical modern day deodorant with me, but you know what they look like. So this is sort of a gel. It kind of looks like a hardened normal modern day deodorant, but it's slick. It's almost wet. It's alcohol based, so the first thing that hits you is the smell of alcohol, which you know, there's a lot of products that have alcohol in it, obviously, but that's the first thing that hits you, rather than the smell. Is just a faint. The alcohol kind of warms itself in with the scent of the classic Old Spice. So again, it's more of a wet, moist bar of deodorant. Let me see if I can get some more out. It's kind of clear, transparent in a way. Camera's probably not going to focus on it, but it's more of this, not even a gel. It's kind of like this really soft paste that's wet and cold to the touch because it's wet. Modern day deodorants are more of this hardened, kind of almost like clay, whereas this is like this wet paste. Hard to explain. It's like this gel, like this wet gel. It's kind of like gel, a very hard gel, versus modern day is sort of this clay texture, very hard, not transparent. So that's the first thing that's different when I open it. It's the color, the transparency, and obviously the feel. It's wet. It goes on wet, and it does. You can feel the alcohol kind of warm your underarms or wherever you put it on. Obviously it's deodorant, so you put it on there, but you can feel it warm your body, and it doesn't tingle, but it feels different than putting on any sort of modern day deodorant. It's formulated completely different. This contains alcohol, whereas most deodorants, I don't know if they do. I don't think they do. You can't smell them. But this smells like alcohol, which is, I think it's cool, and it brings a unique scent to it as well. Now I will say the con of this you do have to be pretty liberal putting it on in order for you to completely cover if you start to sweat and you start to smell it. So if you're working up a funk or whatever, you're working out or you're working hard, you do have to put on quite a bit for it to, I'm talking like 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, with a good amount of force putting it on and getting it everywhere for it to even try and cover if you start to stink or whatever. And most of the modern day Old Spice, like Wolf Thorn or any of the deodorants that I've used, you just put on 3, 4 swipes, and it's more hard. So I think it covers more of wherever you're putting on, and it covers the scent that you're trying to cover better. If you're starting to stink or sweat, it masks that better than this does. This, I would almost say it's more like an armpit cologne, really. Like, you smell it, but you know, it doesn't 100% mask any odors that you're trying to cover. It does, but I'd say about 85%. You know, you got to be pretty liberal with this stuff for it to actually work 100%, which isn't a downside. I love this stuff. Now we can go into the scent. I'm actually going to go into the scent with the cologne. I could probably compare the two, so we'll just go into it, whatever, it's fine. So first thing is like this alcohol, and if the classic scent smells like baby powder combined with like some sort of cheap cologne. I wouldn't necessarily say bod, but just any sort of generic, very alcohol-based cologne you can get anywhere. It doesn't have to be too expensive. No cologne that's really too fragranced in a way. Just a basic smelling cologne for guys combined with the scent of baby powder is really what this smells like. And you think that'd be a little bit off-putting because you smell like baby powder. You do, in a way, but there's more scents in there, and I'm going to try. There's a bunch of notes. You know, when I read the Old Spice notes list for the classic, there's a whole bunch, like lemon, nutmeg, oak. But again, they're notes. There's a base smell that this has that most people are going to associate with something, not lemon, nutmeg. Now, I can drag some spice out of this, and I'm not saying that it's not some sort of mind effect on me because it has spice in the name. I mean, you can draw out those scents if you're desperate to. It almost smells like, I'm trying to think, what is it? It almost has like a hint of rye in it. Like I'm getting some sort of rye. Like rye bread, like the taste of rye bread or the smell of rye bread cooking. Rye is very distinct, is a distinct smell for food, and I'm kind of getting that. So it's like baby powder combined with some sort of sweet, just generic cologne, and rye, some sort of wheat. It's so cool. It's so weird. Yeah, it kind of smells like rye bread. That's funny. I mean, you're not gonna walk around smelling like a loaf of bread. It smells like cologne, baby powder, lemon. I would almost say it's just a citrusy smell, kind of like orange, maybe. I wouldn't necessarily say it's lemon. We're actually going to go into the actual cologne, so I can actually, because you know the cologne you're wearing on, you can get more of the scent. I suppose doesn't really matter, but so this is the little. This is about $7, $8. This was the sort of jug that they're trying to replicate when you buy the cologne. I don't know how big the real deals are. I think they're like this big, and they come with like this sort of this disc spray nozzle at the top. Whereas this, I mean, this got this little red cap. This is not what it looked like on the vintage bottle. That's modern. This doesn't belong there. But the red cap on this would actually just be like this flat disc if we're talking about a real vintage Old Spice bottle. And this, I'm sure, would be glass or porcelain or something, not porcelain, ceramic of some sort. So now I just want to show you it. I just love the look. I wish it was bigger. You know, I saw pictures online of the Old Spice Classic Cologne, and I thought it was going to be bigger. Maybe like, I don't know. It just looked huge to me. But this is still fine for $7, $8 because cologne should last you a while. Let's spray it on, and I'm going to do 3 and then 1 at the pulse points. I love that so much. I love that scent so much. It's so, I wouldn't say it's so cheap smelling, but it's unlike anything I've ever smelled. I never thought I would want to walk around smelling like baby powder and cologne. But it smells really nice. It's a warm fragrance, like almost like something you'd wear at Christmas. So the main, if this differs depending on, people might pick up different scents than I do, or the main scent for this, but the main thing I'm picking up is baby powder. like this really like high quality baby powder. And that might sound off-putting, and it doesn't sound like something a man would want to wear. Cologne, anyone could wear a cologne. I'm not, I'm not sexist or anything, but if we're talking about a man wanting to wear this, it's not just baby powder. It smells like, the majority of what it smells like is baby powder and cologne, but with really nice spices infused into it. Like, I picked up, I was wearing it the other day and I was outside and I picked up kind of like a nutmeg, sort of almost cinnamon. Like the nutmeg warmed over in the warm smell of it. The fragrances made this illusion of warmth just the way it smelled, and it smelled kind of like cinnamon in a way. I'm sorry that I'm pausing a lot and doing a lot of these weird things. I'm really trying to tell you guys what it smells like. But if we're not going any deeper into the base fragrance, it smells like baby powder mixed with a cologne, which I am totally fine with because it smells like something someone would wear back in the day. Like this, again, is unlike anything that I've really smelled in terms of pretty cheap colognes. This is $7, guys. It's not $50, it's not $60. It's not like my Outlaw soaps that I did a review on where I bought this $70 cologne, which is, oh gosh, it's so good. Go check them out. OutlawSoaps.com. They are amazing. They make really Western cowboy smelling, gritty, dirty smelling colognes. Nothing sweet or base cologne smelling, or basic cologne smelling. They smell awesome. Anyway, back to the Old Spice. So, let me read on the back here. Established 1938, classic cologne. If your grandfather hadn't worn it, you wouldn't exist. I already read that. Cool, crisp, and clean. The unmistakably masculine scent. When I say it's masculine, there are more colognes out there, in my opinion, that are masculine. This is really kind of a gender neutral. That's a weird. Anyone could wear it. I don't want people to think I'm saying nonsense. It's a neutral cologne. Anyone could wear it. Male could wear it, female could wear it, dog could wear it, cat could wear it, dolphin could wear it. In all seriousness, male or female can wear it because it's not like sweet or floral smelling like some cologne or some perfumes out there for women, and it's not really like a cologne. It smells like something either sex could wear, and I'm totally fine with that. It smells great. It smells like, I guess some of the notes were right that I read. The lemon and some sort of nutmeg spice, and then it warms over and you kind of, not really a cinnamon smell, but the warmth when you smell it that gets brought into your nose is kind of like reminds me of cinnamon. And then there's the baby powder smell combined with a nice citrusy cologne. It's really all over the place in a good way. And this, I wouldn't say you have to be super liberal with it when you spray it, but 3-4 sprays should be fine. Now, being that this isn't the biggest container in the world, you might want to, 2 sprays. Because I mean, if you want other people to smell you and notice you, if that's just what you want, 3-4 sprays, you're fine. I've noticed you'll catch when you're working or walking or lounging around, when it starts to fade and mellow out on your clothes or your wrists, wherever you spray it, you'll catch wafts of it through the day, even hours after it's been on. So it's not that it's weak. It's just, it's not a super strong, overbearing cologne. My Outlaw Soaps Gambler, which smells like bourbon, tobacco, and leather, is super strong and overpowering. I love it though. So, if you want people to notice, you go with 4 to 5 sprays. If you just want something more personal, 2 to 3, you're fine. Hope you like this review. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. I will definitely do more cologne reviews. I have a lot. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.